This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith.
Has won the toss and will receive.
Two things are true if you're playing football in June. One, you really, really love the sport. And two, you're probably pretty good at it. Both things true here at Veterans Memorial Field in Norfolk today. Hello, everyone. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay, and welcome to the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic here on NCN. Lou, we'll be quick about this. They're about to do the national anthem, but it should be a great game today.
Yeah, it should be fun. A lot of really good players, and it might rain, so bring a raincoat if you're coming down here.
We're going to go where it's dry. We'll be back after this. You're watching NCN.
The pregame show is brought to you by Norfolk Auto Center, Northeast Nebraska's volume leader, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
We're here at Faith Regional, where you can get a free one-time consultation about plastic surgery. Let's learn more about the process by talking with a plastic and reconstructive surgeon. I'm joined now by Dr. Mark Shashikant, a plastic and reconstructive surgeon with Faith Regional Physician Services. Plastic surgery is a broad field. What are some of the trends you've been seeing lately in the industry?
One of the most interesting things I've been seeing are younger patients presenting with back, neck, and shoulder pain from large breasts. We call that macromastia, and for years we were telling younger patients that they should wait to have any surgeries to reduce the size of their breasts, which is typically how you would address that issue and getting them back to a size that's normal and proportional for their body. But now we have started doing patients on the younger side because we've realized that during all those years they're accumulating all those problems, and sometimes leading to even more problems. Heart, neck, and back pain leads to lack of exercise. Lack of exercise leads to obesity, so we can maybe get ahead of the problem.
And technology is so important when dealing with these things. How has 3D modeling worked into what you do?
I use 3D modeling extensively for almost all my procedures. So we have a 3D camera system that takes a picture of a patient that allows us to rotate their image in three-dimensional space and then make the surgical changes to them so they can see it. Especially important in younger patients who have become more and more visually in tune. They're very comfortable seeing themselves in that format and seeing themselves, altered on the 3D imaging.
Each patient has different goals, but for many it's to achieve self-confidence. How's that work for you to help someone meet those goals?
Right, and that's the critical part, is making sure that I'm meeting the patient's goals. What I really try to do is just focus on what the patient wants and what direction they want to go.
At Faith Regional Physician Services, it's pretty simple to get started in these conversations. How do you begin talking about plastic surgery?
We make sure we have availability during several times during the week for patients to come in for a consultation. We make sure that cosmetic consultations are easily accessible to patients by not charging fees for their initial consultation. And we try to make the patients as comfortable as possible. We maintain a discreet, private environment where patients feel that they can come and get a consult without being highly pressured into any particular procedure.
Dr. Shashikant, thanks so much for taking time.
Okay.
And welcome back to the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. We are underway in our first quarter. White team will be starting with the ball. And a solid return out across the 30. To the 34-yard line goes Trevor Thompson, speedster out of Summerland. And the white team will take the field, and Lou, their quarterback, perhaps the greatest eight-man football player the state of Nebraska has ever seen, Aiden Kuster of Neely Oakdale wrapping up a record-breaking career for the Warriors.
Yeah, we always talk about these guys being good players. Kuster's got the resume to back it up. He's a national record setter, fantastic player, great 8-man player in this state.
Holds the record for most yards from scrimmage in 8-man football nationwide in a career. He hands off on the first play to Trevor Thompson, who gets a yard. The third member of our broadcast crew is Andrew Pfeiffer. He's got more on the rules on today's game. Andrew?
Thanks, Eric and Lou. Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer here down on the sideline at the Northeast All-Star Game. I just wanted to go over a couple of rules that are a little bit different than traditional NSAA football. For example, the defense always has to be in a 4-3. Linebackers and defensive backs must be 3 yards back. And, of course, DBs are not allowed to slant or stunt. And for the offense, any player in motion may not block backwards towards the spot on the line scrimmage. That way they're trying to prevent these blindside blocks and players from getting hurt. Also as well, the 17-point rule, if there is a team down by 17 points and they score, they get the ball back, kind of like a make-it-take-it situation. So those are the rules I have for you. Back to you, Eric and Lou.
Thank you, Andrew. And we saw Kuster going to the air to Elliot Nodelman of Bancroft Rosalie. Sets up a third down and a first down out across the 45 to the 49-yard line. That's Jackson Wemhoff, playing for his dad and head coach Greg Wemhoff from Elgin Public. Pope John gets 9 and a first down.
Had a little hook route there by Jackson, got open, get that first down. That's a good job to convert that third down situation.
And you see what made Kuster so good, just an incredible runner, but a really accurate passer for Coach Ron Beacom. Took Neely Oakdale to the state championship game where they fell to Clarkson Lee. On the run, first down yardage again into red territory. That pass complete to Cale Kinney out of the backfield for Elgin Public. Pope John, that's a gain of 22 and a first down for the White.
Well, the White team is moving the football here on this first drive. You know, Eric, I'm just looking at the rosters of there's always really good players in this game. It just seems like there's so many this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not too many guys that you don't remember, calling a game or saying, wow, that guy's fantastic.
Our replay is brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Kuster looking to the air again. He's got all day to throw a little lob over the top. Well placed. Perfectly placed to Will Hamer, the Battle Creek wideout. Able to get out to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 10 and will indeed be enough for another first down. Kuster 4 for 4 to start the game.
Watch him roll out to his left and throw across his body and put that right between two defenders to Hamer. What a fantastic pass. And a good catch by Hamer, knowing he's going to take a shot after he catches it.
White team rolling first drive here, first quarter. They go back to Thompson, the Summerland Bobcat. He's a speedster. He's going to be running track at Wayne State. Rushed for 1,400 yards for the Bobcats this year. Took them to the playoffs for the first time ever. Gets 2 on that play.
You look at the red team is across that line. They've got some mammoth fellas out
Huge.
there. That's a big bunch. I think the white team, if they can keep this kind of wide open and keep that defense chasing them, they got a chance in this game. If it's kind of in the trenches, it looks like the red team might have the advantage.
Well, with the quarterbacks that we have in this game, this one could be high scoring. Looking end zone. See, that's the problem. You've got all-star defensive backs as well. That's Carson Arns of Cedar Catholic. He had 4 picks in the regular season for the state runners-up. First in completion of the game. Trying to get to Hamer. It's 3rd and 8.
Arns played that one well. Good position, squared up on that play in front of the defender and knocked that one away.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Empty backfield. 4 receivers split. Wide for Kuster. He can run, and that's what they do. They go with a draw play. Aiden Kuster bouncing off defenders into the end zone. Touchdown, White team. 18-yard scamper for Aiden Kuster, and the White team strikes first.
Oh, what a great start to the ball game for the White team. Just a fantastic drive, and that guy right there, Kuster, you mentioned it, Eric. He's not only a threat to throw the football, but his ability to tuck it down and run. He's a running back out there. Takes that one all the way to the house for the first score of the ball game.
And on to kick will be Jake Licking, Norfolk High kicker. Very good wrestler as well. He's going to be wrestling at the University of Nebraska. There he uses the leg, something you're not really allowed to do in wrestling, to get the extra point. And on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard, it's 7-0, White with the lead. You're watching NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he is going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it!
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese, real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
Kick is away, fielded in the end zone for a touchback. Red team will be starting at the 20-yard line after the white team drives down the field 70 yards for a touchdown. The opening drive, very impressive, Lou, and now we'll see the red team. Lou, we've seen a lot of really good quarterbacks over the years. I don't know that we've seen a better quarterback matchup, though, than this one. Aiden Kuster on the white team and Abram Schulting of Pierce. I mean, those two have rewritten the record books in the state of Nebraska and beyond.
Yeah, that's no question about it. And both guys are winners.
Pitch left side. There's a big hole off the left. First down yardage. Red team will keep it on the ground with Carter Kirkman. Well, that seems unfair. You got Abram Schulting pitching to Carter Kirkman.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Mark Bramer, head coach of the red team, with Jeff Beller as one of his assistants.
I'll talk about unfair.
That is unfair. That's a 13-yard gain for Carter Kirkman. And last night they had their banquet. You know, Greg Wemhoff, coach of the white team, was a coach for years at Battle Creek. He said so last night. This is like a nightmare all over again for him, having to deal with both of those guys at once.
Yeah, for sure.
Now handoff up the middle. They go fullback out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 3 for Canyon Talton. Again, it says something about how good Norfolk Catholic was this year, Lou, that the starting backfield is Norfolk Catholic's starting backfield.
Yeah.
Canyon Talton and Carter Kirkman. That Norfolk Catholic team that won a title this year, probably among the best, I would say, in their team's history.
Yeah, that was a fantastic team, no question about it. You saw it building, and you mentioned that both those backfield guys. Talton's a guy that probably would have been a star for just about anybody else, but Kirkman got a big bunch of those carries.
Kirkman gets the carry there. Yeah, Talton, he's a 1,500-yarder. I mean, he really is. If he's a feature back somewhere, that 1-2 punch is just so deadly. About 2 there for Kirkman. It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up. And boy, you think about this, all this running, setting up the potential for play action with Abram Schulting. And you think about the receivers this red team has. Grant Arns, Alex Phelps, Cedro Agumba. This is, we're going to see a lot of points today. I really think that.
I think so.
They go swing pass out of the backfield. It is Phelps. The future Wayne State Wildcat gets first down yardage. The speedster out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 9. Phelps and Schulting, 2 co-captains, connecting for a first down pass.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much need for a punter today, just saying.
Alex Phelps, he and Agumba, both from Wayne. Tough year for the Blue Devils this year, 3-6. They played a rough schedule, though. Phelps, 8 touchdown receptions, was over 600 yards as a receiver. Here is that play action. It's Schulting looking deep. Great coverage. Doesn't matter. It's caught. Left side, that's Grant Arns, the star receiver from Cedar Catholic, out across the 20 to the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 34.
He's a heck of an athlete. This is an all-star game, so you're going to see some all-star plays. That's a pretty darn good throw by Schulting. But Arns beats his man one-on-one and brings that one in for a big gain for the red team.
Honestly, pretty good coverage there by Diego Gastelum, the Madison Dragon.
Yeah.
But now in the red zone is the red team looking to answer the white touchdown with one of their own. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Schulting Looking left wants Jackson Bernecker, but it's too tall, and that's saying something with a guy like Jackson Bernecker.
Yeah.
It'll be second down.
Well, I remember talking to Jackson Bernecker during basketball season,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, man, this guy's big. This guy's a football player out here, but he's a good athlete. And boy, you got Bernecker and Judd, guys like that. You got some size, you got some athleticism. Those guys are both pretty prototypical type tight ends out there with their size.
Bernecker, also one of the best basketball players in Nebraska, first-team All-Stater, also qualified for state in the discus and shot put. A lot of three-sport stars on the field today. Here's the pitch, trying to get some speed on second down. Out across the 15 to about the 12-yard line is Lane Hymas from Hartington, Newcastle. I'll give him about 8. It'll be third down and about 2 coming up.
This is obviously you have Mark Bramer over there coaching this team. You know, well, obviously I think you're thinking 4-down territory first of all, but with that offensive line, you may see play action on this third down and short.
They run the double wing set. This is Pierce football right here. It's Kirkman in motion. They hand off to Talton instead, just trying to power his way to first down yardage. He's still going.
Wow.
A rugby scrum makes its way across the 5 to the 4-yard line. That's a gain of 7. That'll be credited to Kenyon Talton, but we got to give credit to guys like Dawson Raby, Skylar Simpson, Carter Meyer. Yeah, that's 3 Pierce Blue Jays on the offensive line. Jay Steffen from Cedar Catholic down there. Paxton Bartles from Crofton down there. That's a big offensive line moving the pile.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Eric, is the size of the line for the red team. They have some big dudes, and that we'll see how that affects the game if they continue to pound against that white defensive front.
First and goal from the 4. They hand off. Hymas gets a couple out to the 2. So here's something that I've always found fascinating about this game. In the history of this game, this is the 10th playing of this game, 11th year. No one has ever rushed for more than 1 touchdown in a game.
Wow.
It's so strange. The record for rushing touchdowns is 1, held by like 30 guys.
Yeah. You might have more than one guy break that today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Aiden Kuster, I think, you know, there are a lot of great, I mean, I remember the Gunnar Fuelberth game. Alex Tramer had an incredible game. Mason Lee for Wayne set receiving records that might not ever be broken in this game. But we could see some offensive records fall today. Second and goal from the 2. Handoff left side. That's Kirkman. He's in. Touchdown, red team. Carter Kirkman, as he did 27 times this season, gets a rushing touchdown today.
Yeah, there's a guy that knows how to find the end zone is Carter Kirkman. Just follows his blockers. Nothing fancy there. Just roll up your sleeves and power that ball into the end zone. And the red team now a chance with an extra point to tie the ball game up.
And they bring out, how about this? An 8-man guy is the kicker, Quentin Heineman. You don't see that very often, but Heineman was a great kicker for the Pender Pendragons, and he kicks it right down Broadway. And on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard, this has been fun. 5:05 to go first quarter. We're tied at 7. It's the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Kickoff went off an up back, and falling on it at the 36-yard line for the white team was Kendrick Schroeder from Summerland. Bounced right off his shoulder pad, and He was Johnny on the spot there. White team gets good field position again alongside Lou Siefter, Andrew Pfeiffer on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Starting at the 37-yard line, the white team. Offense has been the name of the game so far.
Yeah, it's been up and down. Both teams won that possession and a touchdown. Now, the white team with good field position to start their second drive.
We mentioned the red team coached by Mark Bramer. Greg Wemhoff, head coach of the white team, coach at Elgin Public, Pope John. Had a team this year that I think a lot of people thought were going to be contenders in Class D1, but an injury to a guy who's in this game, Jackson Wemhoff, really derailed their season as Custer gets about 7 or 8 to the 45-yard line. And it'll be second down and 2. Daniel Judd of Wayne makes the stop. But, you know, EPPJ, kind of a disappointing end of the season, but it's good to see Wemhoff back out there playing in this game.
Very much a difference maker.
He and Cale Kinney, it's all Wolfpack in the backfield, and there is Wemhoff, his first carry, sandwiched between two huge defenders. Finished off there by the red team. That's Michael Hamilton of Ponca. Jackson Clausen of Wausau in on the stop as well, but it's a gain of 3. That'll move the sticks for the white team.
Yeah, it's the kind of the name of the game here. Now, I think for, we'll see if turnovers affect this game at all. I know there's some unusual liquid falling from the sky here, but apparently experts have told us it's safe. So
this gray stuff in the sky too. I don't know what this is all about. They try the handoff up the middle. Does the white team there? That's Drew Beeson, fullback for the state champion Clarkson Lee Patriots. What a run for the Patriots this year. Beeson, another one of those guys that, if a feature back, probably puts up eye-popping numbers, but he had Kyle Kasich in the backfield with him. Beeson will be playing football at Doane. He gets a yard there. It'll be second down.
Yeah, kind of a rare, only 1-yard gain there on that play. But I think the white team, especially with Custer back there, this offense is looking to open things up.
Second down and 9 right at midfield. That's Nodelman in motion, future Wayne State Wildcat. They're going to go to him on the out route. Why, Elliot Nodelman, he impresses on the basketball court. You didn't get to see Bancroft Rosalie as much this year, but boy, back in the BRLD days, as a sophomore, he stood out as a really, really talented wide receiver, has only gotten better, and now will be playing at the next level.
I think that's one thing that I really like, and I think it's still pretty prevalent in this part of the country anyway, is you got guys that play lots of sports. You don't have any specialization, and that really helps you, I think. If the more sports you play, I think it ultimately ends up helping you in whatever, if you go on to college and specialize.
Oh, no, first down there. Trying to get it to Wemhoff, but instead bursting through Jay Steffen, the big 265-pounder from Cedar Catholic. Stop. Be fourth down.
Great play there by Steffen. Gets through the line. Now fourth down. Again, all-star game. Other games you probably punt here and get field position. I think it looks like white team is going to go for it.
The last night at the banquet, Bill Bush, former special teams coordinator of Nebraska, was the featured speaker. He asked Coach Mark Bramer, "You plan on punting in this game?" And Coach Bramer said, "Don't plan to." That gives you an indication of what we might see. Did he hang on to it? He didn't. Oh, bobbled at the end. They'll say the ball dropped out of his hands. Will Hamer had it, lost it, and they say the ball hit the ground. And the red will take over on downs. Bad break team.
It looked like he had it there, just didn't secure the football. So now the red gets the break. It's kind of like trying to break serve here. So they broke serve. And we'll see it again here on the replay.
Yeah, right there. Hits the ground. Good call by the officials.
And a good hit there. I did not see which defensive back delivered that blow, but jarred that ball loose.
So the red team takes over. It's Schulting. He's got Heineman and Talton behind him in the backfield. They'll pitch to Talton. And shooting the gap to make the play is Alex Vinson, the Osmond Tiger, bringing Talton down for a loss of about 5. It'll be second and 15. Well, you think the defensive coordinators maybe have been talking up their units after the opening drives of this game?
Yeah, it's time for defense now. That's a heck of a play there by that young man. As you see there, it's tough to track down Talton like that. He got a great angle on him and made the play.
Vincent had 113 tackles, 13 tackles for loss for the Tigers this season. So he's no stranger to the opposing backfield. Second and long. Fake to the up back, give to the deep back. That's Talton. He gets 5 back. Sets up a fairly manageable third down. They'll give him 6. It'll be third down at about 9 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah, looks like a long 9. I think certainly a guy like Schulting he was one of the more, that Pierce team was loaded, but Schulting was he's one of the more accurate quarterbacks in high school I've ever seen. He rarely threw a bad ball.
Set the career record for completion percentage in Class C1. 3rd and 10. He's looking to the air here. That one a little tall. Trying to get it to Alex Phelps. So right on cue, one of the most accurate quarterbacks ever overshoots his receiver, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, even the great ones, if you pressure them, and Schulting had some pressure, had to get rid of that ball, and it sailed a little bit on him. But even whether name's Abram Schulting or Tom Brady or Joe Montana, if that pressure, that changes the way a guy throws the football.
To your point, Schulting's completion percentage was 72% this year. He was over 2,300 yards, 42 touchdown passes to just 4 interceptions. That'll win you a Heisman, numbers like that.
Yeah.
Now on 4th down, Jackson Bernecker, the all-state punter, gets a leg in it. That one might have been partially blocked, a bit wobbly. And it'll be good field position for the white team. I believe August Schulting of Wisner-Pilger got a hand on that one.
Yeah, he's celebrating. I think he did.
So white team will have fantastic field position at the 36-yard line. Ends up being just a 20-yard punt.
Kind of deja vu all over again. White team with pretty good field position.
Folks, today's game brought to you in part by United Healthcare. Don't forget, this fall, we've got the return of the Husker Coaches Show with a new host. Some guy named Matt Rule will be joining us on the Husker Coaches Show this season, brought to you by United Healthcare. QB keeper, a couple yards for Aiden Kuster. Was not at last night's banquet because he was in Grand Island accepting an award for Wrestler of the Year in Class D. He was the state champ at 170. He'll be playing football at Chadron State.
I think that's a good spot for him. I remember a kid from North Platte that did pretty well out at Chadron State.
Chadron State has a tendency to find those diamonds in the rough, so we've got a procedure penalty actually against the red team encroachment, so it's almost like that play didn't happen, and it'll be 1st and 5 for the white team.
That kid from North Platte was Danny Woodhead, if you're wondering who I'm talking about.
Danny Woodhead, who's now turned into quite the amateur golfer, was I believe, quarterfinalist in the Nebraska match play last year. Kuster wants it all, thinking big, picked off. That's Alex Phelps with one hand, making the play defensively. On the pass intended for Carson Bloom, Phelps getting it done on both sides of the ball.
Yes, pass sailed a little bit, but watch Phelps there. He has to turn the other way and snag that with his left hand. That's a great play there by Phelps to secure the football, get it back for the red team.
Phelps, a kid that's easy to root for. He got a lot of time in basketball as a freshman, sort of a wide-eyed freshman, Lou. You and I have covered him for a long time, watched him grow as a player, and you talk to coaches around the Wayne program, they cannot say enough about that kid and his character. Really great to see him making plays, and he's developed into a receiver. He'll be going to Wayne State starting this fall to play football.
Again, I think another good landing spot. Wayne State's got a nice program.
Speaking of Wayne State, here's a future Wayne Stater, Sedgro Agumba. Phelps' teammate at Wayne gets about 2 on the jet sweep. Good play in the open field. A lot of good open field tacklers on this play. That's Tanner Fromm of Plainview making the play. He had 150 tackles this year for the Pirates.
Wow.
That's in 9 games he did that.
The thing about playing in games like this, we're ticking down the end of the first quarter. You make plays in the regular season against other guys, but not in this game because the guy across from you is equally as good.
We've seen it so far. Great start to the game after 1. We're tied at 7. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer here down on the sideline with Sierra. She's a cheerleader representing the red team. You said you're from Pierce, is that right?
Yes.
Awesome. How does it feel to be here today?
With the weather, it kind of stinks, but it's been pretty good. We're all here to have a good time, so.
And how did that selection process look like when you were chosen to be on this cheer squad?
It's pretty rewarding. It feels good to be out here with all my team. I love cheering with my team. It's my favorite thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sierra. Back to you, Eric and Lou.
Yeah, there is also an all-star cheerleading squad. We've got cheerleaders from Pierce, West Point, Beamer, and I believe Battle Creek that are here today.
And she's so good that she just goes by one name. She's Sierra.
Just Sierra.
Like Cher. It's just Sierra.
Madonna, Zendaya, Sierra. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Sierra. 2nd down and 9 for the red team as we start the second quarter here of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Man, it's good to be watching football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Left side, spinning away from tacklers, Carter Kirkman. Lou, I'll tell you what. We're talking football, but I want to talk basketball for a quick second. I have never seen a human being more intense than Carter Kirkman was at state basketball. I have never seen a guy more fired up to play a game of basketball in my life than Carter Kirkman was in that brilliant game against Amherst.
Yeah, he nearly took his team on the shoulders and won that game. You're absolutely right. And I think he plays football the same way.
Yep.
He's the guy that he's got one thing on his mind, and that's winning. And he does that more often than not. Certainly with Norfolk Catholic, they did not have a loss at all last year, won the state championship.
He's also one of the red team, by the way. If you want to put together a golf scramble, the red team a pretty good one to go with. Kirkman was a state qualifier in golf. Quentin Heineman of Pender was a state runner-up. Abram Schulting was 6th in the state in golf. It's funny because a lot of these guys are track athletes, but the red team, a ton of really good golfers.
Yeah.
It's something you don't see very often.
Yeah, that's, as we mentioned, multi-sport stars out here. I want to let you know I shot a 68 the other day.
Okay.
And then the second hole.
Right, yeah. So just shy of the first down, says the chain gang of our all-star officiating crew. I didn't get all the names. I know Gary Eisenhower's down there. A couple of Eisenhowers, in fact, are down there. 3rd and short, they're going to give it to Schulting. It's got to be nice as a coach when you've got a 3rd and short and you can just say, Abram Schulting, do stuff.
Yeah.
Schulting did stuff there, gets 5 and a first down.
Yeah, just take care of this, Abram. He's going to UNK.
Yep.
And I think he's got a bright future at UNK. I think he's going to be a star at that Division II level. If anything, boy, I think the Lopers got a kind of a steal. I mean, he is going to be very good.
Think about the fact that he's going to get to sit behind T.J. Davis, one of the best in the nation, get to learn from him. And you're right. We've said it, the accuracy. You see it right there. What a throw over the middle to Agumba. Couple of D2 athletes hooking up on a big one there. Out to the 29-yard line. That's a 30-yard pickup and a first down for the red team.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. He's rolling to his right and delivered a strike to Agumba, who's coming across in that crossing route. Perfect pitch and catch between those two.
Schulting, one of the 6 players on the red team that also played in the Shrine Bowl last week. White team has 4 players that were Shrine Bowlers a week ago. Aiden Kuster, not among them. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Kirkman gets the pitch, right side. He's got room. Kirkman gets the corner. He's trouble there. He's gone. Touchdown, red team. Or is it? Yes, it is. Touchdown, red team. 29-yard scamper. Carter Kirkman has just made history as the first running back ever to get more than one touchdown in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic.
I'm predicting that there's going to be more than him that makes that today. That's a heck of a run, though. Boy, Kirkman, he's just a fantastic athlete, fantastic football player. I got to believe that Class C2 is really glad he is about done.
There's a lot of guys in that. Although, you know what? Norfolk Catholic going to be pretty good again next year. They got a lot of really good guys coming back. Heineman on to kick the extra point. So the extra point is up, and it is good. And on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard, 10:26 to go in the half, 14-7 red. You're watching NCN.
Whether you play on a field or play on a court or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you insure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
Your morning coffee. Hot, delicious, comforting. But by the third or fourth cup, your stomach might feel a little acidic. If you have acidity after your first cup, try a 5-Hour Energy instead. It's mild, without the acidity of coffee. Coffee in the morning, 5-Hour Energy after. Your stomach will thank you. Discover 5-Hour Energy.
"24 athletes have just been erased from the record books. There were 24 players tied for the record for most rushing touchdowns in this game at 1. Carter Kirkman has his second. He's the record holder. Heineman's kick goes out of bounds, and the white team, once again, boy, they're winning the field position battle, Lou. They're just not finishing off drives.
Yeah. I got to believe, first of all, I think that whoever prints the record book is going to be happy to have to print 24 names.
Yeah, I hope they don't charge per letter.
But I see Carter Kirkman is headed down to UNL for school. Does anybody know Matt Rule's phone number? You might want to let him know that if Mr. Kirkman decides to play football somewhere, maybe, just maybe, down there with the Cornhuskers.
Fred Hoiberg. I mean, look, we've seen guts will take you a long way at Nebraska in basketball. If anything, I'd want him on the practice squad.
Yeah, he would make it very challenging for those guys.
Heineman will kick again. This one also going out of bounds. You know, the moisture on the field, I wonder if Heineman's having trouble getting his footing. It has been raining a little bit here today.
I just mentioned my golf game. That's familiar. I keep hitting him out of bounds.
People holding cameras and you're yelling, "Look out!"
And my nickname on the golf course is 4. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, my nickname on the golf course is Easy Money. All right, so now we're gonna switch kickers. We've got Kirkman's gonna kick it off, it appears. Carson Bloom and Trevor Thompson back deep for the white team. This one will stay in play. High kick. Bloom, the Riverside Charger, takes it from the 19. Bloom can fly. He's showing it here out across the 40. Great return out to the 45-yard line where he is hammered by Grant Arns. But Carson Bloom from Riverside helped them get to a 9-2 season, lost in the quarterfinals, 4-time medalist at state track. He was the anchor leg of their 4x1 relay that won the state championship, was also third in the 100, fourth in the 200, and fourth in the long jump.
You saw the speed there, too, because Cam Borgman, it looked like he had a pretty good angle on him. He just ran past him.
So Kuster back under center, 1st and 10 at the 45. White team, great field position again. We got a new running back in there. Spinning forward into red territory. is L.J. McNeil from Oakland Craig. He was a 1,200-yard rusher, maybe one of the most under-heralded running backs in the state of Nebraska this year. All he did was rush for 1,200 yards and 26 touchdowns. Really didn't hear his name, though, mentioned a whole lot. Oakland Craig, kind of an early bounce out for them in the playoffs this year, but McNeil, just another in a long line of great running backs for Coach Joe Anderson.
Yeah, solid football player. He's got that kind of short, squatty build there, but he's a strong young man, runs really well in between the tackles.
They fake to McNeil. Kuster going to the air, over the top, has it caught. First down yardage for Elkhorn Valley's Carter Werner, the 6'4", 190-pound tight end. Part of their first ever state qualifying basketball team as well. Gets 11 there and a first down.
That's where I think of Carter Werner, is in the basketball court. Took that team to state. That was an excellent basketball team that Elkhorn Valley had, and Werner was one of the reasons why.
Kuster has completed 6 of 9 passes. It has already found 5 different receivers into red territory at the 35-yard line. Kuster with time again. Now it breaks down. Kuster in trouble, falling forward. It won't go down as a sack, I don't believe. Jackson Berniker, who is used to being in the backfield, 58 tackles this year, had a couple of sacks. No gain officially, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Hey, folks, our second quarter here at the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic, brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, with offices in Norfolk, Pierce, Columbus, Grand Island, and St. Paul. 2nd and 10 from the opposing 35. There are breaking tackles again. There you see that low center of gravity. L.J. McNeil out across the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, he's just so tough to get really. You got to get really low on him, because if you go up on him, on McNeil high, he's going to run right through you. You're just not going to arm tackle him.
They list him at 5'8". I think that's being kind. 5'8", 170. He's a small one out there. 3rd and 4. Kuster under center with 3 receivers. Gives to McNeil again. This time he won't be able to break the tackles. A big D-line of the red team making plays. There's Sutton Ehlers of Laurel Concord Coleridge coming up to make the stop. The linebacker, 157 tackles for the All-Stater for the Bears this year. Daniel Judd in on the stop as well.
Think about that. That's a lot of tackles.
That's a lot of tackles.
That is a lot of tackles.
Now, in 8-man, you have more opportunities
That's
for
true.
tackles, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's averaging, 12, 13
No.
a game?
Still a lot of tackles.
You've got to be good at tackling in 8-man. There's a lot of open field out there. All right, white team going for it. 4th and 4. It's Kuster on the rollout, trying to throw against the grain. Able to lob it over the top. End zone, tipped away, incomplete. That's Arns, Grant Arns, knocking it away from Jaden Cush, the intended receiver from Humphrey St. Francis. And the red team defense comes up big again.
I think you give a lot of credit that time to the secondary for the red team. Great coverage downfield. Nobody open for Kuster. He had to get rid of the football, kind of forced it downfield, and for nothing there for the white team. So red team takes over.
Red team with a turnover to their credit. Now a 4th down stop. Both of those coming on the opposite side of the 50. So back to work goes the red team. They go with a handoff. That's another Mark Bramer special there. That is a play you see run so many times by the Pierce Blue Jays. That time it's run by Asher McCart of the West Holt Huskies. At 419 yards rushing this season, gets a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, you see, we've seen that play many times over the years watching the Pierce Blue Jays.
Yeah, they're running that double wing set that has won Pierce a lot of games over the years. This, we really haven't mentioned it yet. This is the last game that Mark Bramer will ever be coaching. Handoff up the middle goes to Tolton. It's about 4 yards. For now, we'll say that.
Yeah.
For now. He's still the principal up at Pierce. But, how many other coaches out there are like, oh, he's gone? That's good. 5 state titles to his credit, including just this past year, just a dominant performance over the favored Aurora Huskies. I think by many, Pierce was considered the underdog in that game, and all they did was dominate that game from pillar to post.
Yeah, we've seen Pierce in the state championship games many times, and it never ceases to amaze you how that just plays out, how dominant they are from year in and year out.
Up the middle, that's going to be close to first down yardage. The handoff went to Kirkman. We might get a measurement here. While we do that, let's talk to Andrew Pfeiffer. Andrew?
Hi, guys, and the energy down on this sideline is just immaculate. I had the opportunity to talk to both teams while they were practicing this week. Coach Bramer said he was willing to outwork his opponent to win this game, while Wemhoff on the other side said he was going to win this game by being more physical than the other team, and that is definitely showing here as we're only within a score, guys. Expect a really close game.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, and, Coach Wemhoff, this is the first 11-man game that he's coached in 11 years. He was the head coach for Battle Creek for years, was left after 2012, was in administration for a while, and then Elgin Public Pope John needed a coach last year, and they went to him, and they've seen success. Timeout called by the Red. We'll take one as well. 5:05 to go in the half. It's a 7-point game on News Channel Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
Welcome back. Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. 1st and 10 Red team at their own 39 is now 2nd and 6 at their own 43 after Canyon Talton gets about 4 to the right side. And we offensive line of the Red team. White team doing a good job holding, though. That D-line, they're big, too. Eli Hintz of Battle Creek. You walk next to him, it feels like you've walked next to the largest human being on the planet. 6'5", 230 he's listed at. He'll be playing at Wayne State as well as Kirkman gets a first down. You look at Eli Hintz's build, he's got room for another 40 pounds on him. I really think he could be a star at D2 on the defensive side.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's kind of scary when you say a guy that big can get bigger. But he's certainly, a young man and got a chance to fill out even more. And you see another run there by Kirkman. I don't know that I've seen anybody break tackles as well as Carter Kirkman does. He is just so difficult to wrap up.
Kirkman, the leading rusher for both sides today, got 11 on that last play. Abram Schulting going to check the sideline. Coach Mark Bramer changing the play. Those two have done a lot of communicating over the years. 3-year starter is Abram Schulting at quarterback. And up the middle, Talton gets a few. I'll give him the 42-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down, about 6 coming up.
It's got to be nice for Coach Bramer to have your quarterback that it's not like you have to work real hard to communicate with him. He already knows what you want.
Yeah, offensive install had to go pretty easily when you had your quarterback and 3 of your offensive linemen here.
Yeah, good point.
2nd and 6, soft play action, Schulting rolling, firing, caught. That's Daniel Judd. Tight end for Wayne. He has not decided. He's going to be playing football at the next level, but it's either Shadron or Southwest Minnesota State that it's been narrowed to. He gets 8 yards there, and Lou, you and I have seen him a lot over the years. He is the prototypical Division II tight end.
Yeah.
I think he's someone who could have a lot of success as well.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, got good hands, runs good routes, and a pretty good blocker. Another guy that we first saw on the basketball court. But he's developed into a nice football player as well.
Pitch near side Red team. This is Avery Overfelt. his first carry. Homer Knight getting some time. Overfelt. There's Small, and then there's Avery Overfelt. 5'6", 145. Gets a couple yards there. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he went kind of right into the middle of those big fellas there. Not afraid, even though he's not that big of a fella. He's not afraid to mix it up with the big guys.
That'll be 2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line. Talton and Kirkman in the backfield again. They'll go Kirkman. Patient. Finds his spot. Gets the edge again. Carter Kirkman. You see it there, Lou. You talk about his speed, his athletic ability, but the vision there, allowing the blockers to set things up for him. Gets another 21 yards and a 1st down for the Red.
Yeah, he's got, as you mentioned, really good vision, patient runner, and when he gets out in the open field, now the sideline it can be your friend defensively, but yeah, he's just a fantastic running back. I don't know, if he just decided he was done playing football. I'm just surprised that he's not playing somewhere collegiately.
That'll be 1st and 10 at the 12. 2 tight ends, 1 receiver in motion. That's Arns. They give to Talton. Off guard right. Spun away from Hintz. Gets away from him again. Stretches to the outside. Canyon Talton. Well, that was about as impressive a 7-yard run as you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
Gets down to about the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, first of all, getting away from Eli Hintz is impressive. And then busting it out there and picking up yardage. It looked like that was going absolutely nowhere. Great job by Talton. Stay on his feet, get out there, and pick up some positive yards.
Be 2nd down and 3. Coming up, we're getting close to halftime. Stick around, folks. At halftime, there'll be the presentation of the Lifetime Achievement Awards. A couple of very deserving award winners. Tom Olson, longtime head coach at Norfolk, and outgoing director of the NSAA, Jay Beller, will both be honored at halftime here today. Stick around for that.
And Jay Beller, obviously, from this neck of the woods. And is the brother to, who was that again?
His name? Jeff Beller. Red team takes another timeout. We'll take one as well. 2:35 to go in the half. It's a 7-point game. Red trying to change that next on NCN.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Red team getting back out on the field. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Coming up from the 5-yard line, trying to make this a 14-point game alongside Lou Siefker. Andrew Pfeiffer on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Here's Kirkman looking for touchdown number 3. He's got it. Carter Kirkman from 5 yards out. How about the first half for the Norfolk Catholic Knight?
He's going to put that record out of reach. He's already tripled it. Okay, I'm just being facetious there. But Carter Kirkman knows how to hit a hole there. Good blocking from that Red offensive line. Made that one look pretty easy. But, boy, 3 touchdowns in the first half, and this Red team offensively looks pretty good right now.
Heineman on for the extra point. He is 3 for 3. And on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard, we'll keep it here. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. It is 21-7. Red team with the lead, and Carter Kirkman, a big reason why. He's carried the ball 9 times for 95 yards and 3 touchdowns. All-star game, regular season, doesn't matter. That's just kind of what Carter Kirkman does.
Yeah, 10 yards a carry.
Had 1,500 in the regular season, 27 touchdowns. Hey, folks, I want to remind you that you can follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports. That's the place to be. Send us a shout out on Twitter. Let us know where you're watching the game today, safely, inside, and dry. We'll let you know. Let the other folks know about it. Give you a shout out on the air.
You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds here before halftime. We'll see what the white team does if they kind of throw out maybe some trick plays that they've practiced this week. If they open it up here and make some passes downfield, try to score quickly. But certainly the white team, they scored that first possession, went right down the field, 70-yard touchdown drive, have not scored since. They'd certainly like to get on the board here before halftime.
Kirkman kicking it away again. Here's Bloom, again taking it from the 13-yard line into the wedge and not much farther. Great coverage downfield by the red team. Sutton Ehlers, Jake Rath, a couple of teammates from Laurel Concord Coleridge, 9-1 Bears, lost in the second round of the playoffs this year. Making the stop, white team has all three of their timeouts and 75 yards of field turf in front of them to get to the end zone and make this a one-score game heading into the half. But certainly enough offensive weapons to get that done. Huster looking to the air. Good coverage again downfield. Huster slips and falls. Rath will get credited for that sack. That's a loss of 9 on the play. But really, that's a coverage sack. The secondary, a great job giving Huster nowhere to go.
Absolutely. Scrambling around, had nobody open, and then the big fellas, there's Bartles bearing down on him, and then Rath there at the end. But, yeah, I think you credit downfield there. The great coverage by this red secondary.
So 9 inside of 2 to go. Huster has a couple of running backs in the backfield with him. Trevor Thompson and Cale Kinney looking to the air, though. Too tall for Hamer. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 19 coming up.
No, white team backed up here, and you just threw the football, and 3rd down and 19 with 1:30 to go. I think red team maybe, Coach Bramer, maybe you're thinking about calling a timeout here if they run the football and try to get the football back and put another one on the board.
Red team defense has done a nice job limiting Huster. 6 of 11 through the air, 73 yards, no touchdowns and an interception by Alex Phelps. Probably going to the air here. 3rd and a whole bunch from their own 16. Nope, instead, they're going to go Huster up the middle. Try to bounce to the outside. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that is it. Daniel Judd making the play along with Carson Arns.
And there's the timeout.
And there's the timeout you were expecting. Coach Mark Bramer, he is not shy about, look, he knows you can't carry him into the second half, use him. And the way that's been going for the red team, they absolutely could add more points before the end of this half.
You know, we talked about players that I think the other teams are happy to see go. How many people are finding something else to do in the fall instead of coaching football? All that guy does is win. And, you know, Ben's heading to Iowa State. Maybe Coach Campbell could use somebody to help him out a little bit there. Certainly.
Here's what I'll say to Pierce's future opponents. Be careful what you wish for. Because the guy taking over up there is a pretty darn good coach, too. Darren Sucksdorf knows a thing or two about winning, and I am very excited to see what the Sucksdorf era is going to bring for Pierce. I think that is a perfect fit.
Different style, but both guys are winners. Both guys are really good football minds, and I think Coach Sucksdorf will do an excellent job. You're absolutely right.
Sucksdorf, a former Pierce Blue Jay, mentored by Mark Bramer, very much a Mark Bramer type guy. I think that's going to be a great fit. Cannot wait to see the new era of Pierce football to begin. Oh, Phelps let that one go by him. This is a great punt down to the 18-yard line. That is a 57-yard punt.
That's called flipping the field there.
That is an incredible punt. Clutch punt there And as the red team gets set up, let's go down to the sidelines and hear from Andrew Pfeiffer. Andrew?
Hi, guys. The conditions down on these field are certainly not the best. Players are slipping and sliding everywhere. The red team has already had to replace their kicker halfway through with the 3-touchdown man, Kirkman, who's came in and has now started to do kickoff for the red team. Players are slipping everywhere. Quarterbacks aren't getting their footing. I'd say the only good thing coming out of this is my shoes are getting a nice clean.
Yeah, you can measure the condition down on the field by every time we go to Andrew, his hair looks a little different. It's just getting wetter and wetter. So first and 10 from the 18.
What do you call this stuff? Sky liquid?
Yeah, the sky liquid that we have not seen much of in this part of the country of late. It is good to see. Look, I was talking with coaches last night. They said, look, if it rains, that's fine. We have not gone for Micah here in front of me, not seen any of the stuff that would delay a game. I'll take all the rain we can get.
Absolutely.
Now, that's easy for me to say. I'm up here in the booth. I'm not running camera. I'm not Andrew Pfeiffer down there getting soaked on the sidelines. Shout out to our hardworking NCN crew. Schulting will hand off right side. Kirkman, he's over the century mark on the ground now, out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Gets another easy 8.
Flag down here near midfield. Back judge threw a flag.
I think White had too many players on the field. The ball was snapped, and there was a White player trying to run off the field.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. That coming from the back judge, that's likely what the call is.
That is indeed the case. They decline the penalty. They'll take the gain. They get more yards out of that.
Yeah, I think as far as the players go with the rain, I think you'd take the rain 100 times over the heat.
Oh, man. Yeah, we've done some games here over the years. I mean, last year, my goodness, that was so hot. It's really, really nice in terms of temperature today. Off the back foot. Oh, what a job to come back for it by Arns. That'll be a first down out to the 44-yard line. How's that for bailing out your quarterback?
Yeah.
Grant Arns making a great play on the ball, gets 11.
That was kind of in no man's land there. The White defensive backs were backing up, but Arns came and took it away from them.
Now the red team will spike it with 34 seconds. They're out of timeouts. Boy, Schulting, it is rare to see him do something like that, off the back foot, lobbing one up like that. But I guess when you know you've got the talent and the caliber of receivers that he has, why not? Throw it up, see what happens.
Yeah, I got Arns. You watch him come back for the football. The ball just kind of sails, and you see the White defensive backs trying to get to it. That's kind of like one of those pop-ups in shallow center where is it the shortstop or the center fielder that's going to catch it?
Schulting looking for the out route. It is caught. Beautifully done there. Well timed to Carson Arns for Cedar Catholic. You know, the Arns, Carson and Grant combined for 32 receptions and almost 600 yards this season. Arns getting 10 and a first down there.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete. That Arns name there at Harding Cedar Catholic, a lot of talent with that name has gone through that school.
Schulting on play action, looking for it all, thinking big. He's got a Goomba. What a play on the ball. Cedrola Goomba, touchdown Red, 46 yards.
Well, that's, you wondered if they were going to try that, to go downfield. You got a guy like a Goomba with great athletic ability. He just makes a great individual play off the throw from Schulting. You see Schulting there again. He's rolling to his left, throws across his body. Watch a Goomba just out-battle his man there and take that football for the touchdown.
Correction, 41 yards, not 46. Heineman now on for the extra point. Boy, you talk about pouring it on here late second quarter. The red team, extra point is up, and it is good. And over the course of 2 minutes and 10 seconds, they score twice and have taken control of this game. It is 28-7. Red team with the lead here late first half. Coach Mark Bramer, final game he's coaching. You know he wants to go out a winner.
Absolutely.
Abram Schulting gets the first touchdown pass for him today.
Schulting throwing a touchdown pass. That's not something we say very often.
So strange. You just never saw that happen. 42 times in the
That
regular
is amazing.
season.
42 touchdown passes.
For Pierce.
Yeah,
Look, it used to be you could be a 4-year starter at quarterback for Pierce. You wouldn't get 42 in your career.
Yeah.
And I think, you talk about some of the assistants on this, on both of these staffs are assistants of the head coaches. Tyler Legate and Schulting are assistant coaches from Pierce that are also assistants for Coach Bramer. And I think that the coaching staff has done such a great job over the last 13 years that I've covered them of playing to their personnel.
Exactly.
Having their base, understanding and having their identity, but knowing that, look, if you've got Abram Schulting, you've got to throw the ball.
Right.
And they do such a great job evolving, and that's what makes them so great.
You have Abram Schulting and you have Ben Bramer.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of talent there, and you're not just going to, line up and run the football play after play, although they do that well, and they did that. That's one of the reasons Pierce was so good, was they not only could you had the quarterback in Schulting that could make those sort of plays, and the receiver in Bramer, but they had a strong running game. That never changed, but you're right. They adapted what they did to the personnel they had and made those tweaks. This year they were unstoppable.
Oh, boy, ball is loose. Let's see if the red team gets this. This could be disastrous. Looks like the white team was able to fall on it. So Bloom Drew Beeson able to come out with it for the white team. Oh, that could have been really bad as you take a look. Again, you're dealing with a wet ball.
Yeah, never secured it.
Sorry, that was Carson Bloom that was able to fall on it. So the white team at the 24-yard line, probably just going to take us to half. Now, here's the thing. Remember, there's the 17-point rule that Andrew told us about. So the second half, white team scores, they'll get the ball back. So this is by no means over, folks. It's one of the cooler rules, I think, that they've established in this game to try to make it a competitive game throughout, as you see some good, strong running here. Kinney playing to the whistle. Cale Kinney from EPPJ, a solid 12-yard run there for the white team. Jackson Clausen of Wausau making the stop. And that'll take us down likely to the end of the first half, where it has been all red teams so far. Coach Mark Bramer. Look, when you put Mark Bramer and Jeff Beller on a coaching staff together, they're probably going to be up 21 at the half. And that's the case here. We've got the presentation of the Lifetime Achievement Awards, highlights, and more coming up. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
At Farmers Pride, we are proud to work with agricultural producers, commercial businesses, and homeowners. As a farm supply and grain marketing cooperative, we are proud to serve the region's needs of grain, feed, agronomy, energy, and transportation for over 80 years. We help the farmers who feed the world by providing the people, products, and programs to deliver solutions for our customers' success. Farmers Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always.
Storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always.
board and was executive board for 14 years, including a year as president in 2017. Tom has been married to his wife Valerie of 43 years. They have 4 children, all Norfolk High School graduates, and 7 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Coach Tom Olson. Our 2023 Outstanding Contributor Award is presented to Jay Beller. Jay graduated from Walldale High School, where he participated in football, basketball, and track. He continued his post-secondary education at Wayne State, where he was a member of the basketball team for 4 years and the football team for 1. Upon graduating from Wayne State, Miller taught physical education and coached football, girls basketball, and track at Trenton, Nebraska. While at Trenton, his girls basketball team qualified for the state tournament. Leaving Trenton, Jay spent 3 years coaching and teaching at Johnson Brock. After teaching and coaching football, girls basketball, and track for 1 year, Beller completed his time at Johnson Brock as head football coach, activities director, and principal. During his tenure, Coach Beller's football team qualified for the state playoffs. Crossing the river into Iowa, Beller was hired at Price Center in Neola, Iowa, as the principal and athletic director, as well as the head football coach, and was honored as Coach of the Year as the Trojans qualified for the state playoffs. After 7 years at Price Center, Beller was hired at Battle Creek, where he spent 20 years as superintendent of schools. In 2015, Jay was named Superintendent of the Year for the state of Nebraska. In 2018, he was honored again, being named Nebraska Rural Community Schools Association Superintendent of the Year. During his time at Battle Creek, Jay was privileged to represent the Northeast Nebraska as a board member of the Nebraska Activities Association, position he held for 11 years.
It's in my bag.
Principal and superintendent, Beller accepted the position of executive director of the NSAA in 2018. As the executive director, Jay enjoys working with all activities offered by member schools, from speech and drama to athletics, including unified sports for special needs students. Although his job is certainly challenging at times, Jay feels the rewards of watching students compete and achieve easily outweighs the challenges, and he's proud to play a role in the lives of the Nebraska students and school personnel. After 5 years, Jay will retire from the NSAA and looks forward to a new chapter. Jay's supportive family includes his wife, Lori, who's a school counselor for the Lincoln Public Schools, and his twin sons, Zach and Jared, who work for U.S. Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to Jay Beller.
Well, congratulations to 2 very deserving Lifetime Achievement Award winners, Tom Olson and Jay Beller, alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Lou, Tom Olson, former head coach at Norfolk, he was the first coach I ever talked to as a sports announcer here in Nebraska. The first game I ever covered on the radio on 94 Rock in Norfolk was a Norfolk Grand Island game in August of 2010. I still remember it because it's one of the best games I've ever seen. Norfolk beat Grand Island 35-31. It was on this field. Garrett Johnson was quarterback at the time, connected on a 4th and long that set Norfolk up with a 1st and goal. They ended up running in for the touchdown, what was the game-winning touchdown. Ended up having a great year that year. I believe they went 6-3. But one thing about Tom Olson over the years, Lou, is that it always seemed like however many wins Norfolk, it seemed like they were going to have in a year, he always found a way to get 1 or 2 extra. It seemed like that team that he had always seemed like it punched up a weight class a little bit. And opposing coaches, every time I would talk to them, every time I would say, what are you expecting out of Norfolk? The first thing they would always say is, well, Coach Olson does a great job, and we've got to be ready. He truly was, I think, one of the more, folks who coached against him understood it, but I think maybe a little underappreciated at the state level just how good a coach Tom Olson was.
I totally agree with that. And one of the things that you look at when you're trying to field a football team, a Class A football team in Norfolk, he's always had some good players. It's just difficult if you have I remember a couple of different years where he had a really good team. You get a couple of injuries, and it just changes things. And it's difficult when you're competing against schools that are twice as big as you. I always thought Coach did a great job with the Norfolk Panther programs, and I think you're right. There were some years you're thinking, well, they're not going to probably be that good this year, yet they found a way into the playoffs. I mean, it was. I thought Coach did a great job. Certainly, I think a little bit underrated, overall. But you're right. People that know football knew that Coach Olson was a great football coach.
If you want proof of that, Bennington knows a thing or two about winning football. When Tom Olson left Norfolk, he was contacted immediately by Bennington and is currently a volunteer assistant coaching their offensive line. And anybody who's seen Bennington's offensive line knows they're pretty darn good, and Tom Olson is a big reason why. And meanwhile, this is such a great event. It takes a lot to put this event on. Andrew Pfeiffer is standing by with one of the organizers of this event. Andrew, take it away.
Hi, I'm here with Dave Stoddard, the president of the board of directors and Stanton head football coach. Dave, today is one of the biggest days for Northeast community as far as a football perspective. What does it mean to have this event today?
It's huge. We welcome so many communities to Norfolk today. So many talented athletes that you've seen throughout the last fall. So it's just a special day to get everyone together.
And what does that process look like building up from the start of the fall up until this point? What does that kind of look like as far as the selections and where to go and just all that, the process?
Yeah, so the board will meet year-round. We'll have a meeting here in July, and we'll continue that process. We select our coaches, head coaches, and they're able to pick some of their assistants. Some are nominated from other places, and then, December, January, we start getting a list of names and nominations, and it's a year-long process, and a lot of work goes in for the board and our coaches that volunteer for this game.
All right, well, awesome. Thank you so much, Dave. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. And, of course, Coach Dave Stoddard knows a thing or two about winning football. Took Stanton to the state semifinals this year. What a talented program they had this year. Looked to be very good as well in the coming years. A lot of talent on the field today. Red team up big. Let's take a look at some of the halftime highlights. As, the white team struck first, Lou, we were thinking this might be a back-and-forth game. Aiden Kuster, the QB scramble. White team up first, and here we go. But, Lou, the red team, there's just so much talent on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, good offensive line, and Kirkman knows a thing or two about finding the end zone on the ground.
Meanwhile, the white team trying to answer. Kuster going deep. Alex Phelps makes a great play on the ball here. Phelps from Wayne had 2 interceptions in the regular season, gets a big one there. That was the first defensive stop of the day. And then Carter Kirkman, this is a record breaker here, 29 yards. He becomes the first running back in the history of this game to get multiple touchdowns in one game. He did it in the first half, and, well, Kirkman wasn't done. He would get another one. Carter Kirkman carried the ball 11 times for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half alone. If you're wondering, most rushing yards in a game individually, 154 by Noah Scott. That is in danger. Meanwhile, Abram Schulting, he can still throw. Cedro Agumba makes an incredible play on the ball against Cameron Lingenfelter in coverage there, and the red team rolling. Lou, the red team has not won this game since 2017. And I got to believe the folks on the red squad, so it's an actual split. There are about 25 schools that are red schools and white schools. It's basically north-south. The white team gets a couple of extra north teams in Osmond and I believe Plainview to kind of even it out. But, you know, the red team, all those red schools are like, look, we got to win this game. What are we going to do? Oh, let's get Mark Bramer and Jeff Beller to coach it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like playing pickup basketball and finding Michael Jordan to come out and play. Stack the deck a little bit there.
So the red team is rolling. Now, again, there will be that 17-point rule. So if the white team does score, they get the ball back. It's sort of a make it, take it if you're down by more than 17. That can make the game very, very entertaining in the second half. You know, you can't, probably not today, unless you're really hardcore. But it's grilling season, Lou Seifker. Have you been grilling out much?
Yeah, we've done that a few times.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know you're doing something right. When there's a couple of folks in my little neighborhood where you get the grill going and, like, you see people start, like, walking out their doors like, what is that smell? Something smells amazing. Well, if you want to be that person on your block, you got to throw some Piedmontese beef on the grill. It is Italian heritage bread, Nebraska-raised perfection, lean, tender, and delicious. And with grilling season in full gear, Lou, you could do a lot worse than slapping some Piedmontese beef on the grill.
You just described it. You used a lot of words to describe it. The big word was delicious.
Yep.
That's the one you got to worry about. You don't have to worry about all those other things. Just understand, folks, this stuff tastes really good.
Yeah.
And if you want to be nice to your grill, find some Piedmontese beef, slap it on there. Your grill will thank you, and certainly your taste buds and your stomach will thank you as well.
You will have to fight off the neighbors who'll be like, hey, what are you cooking? That's fine. Order it online, ship it anywhere in the country, right to you at cpbeef.com. Second half coming up. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
Storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Woodhouse brings you the experts and insight to keep your vehicle road ready. From regular maintenance to larger issues, our team of service advisors and brand certified techs have the solutions to get you and your vehicle back on the road. Plus, you can enjoy convenience of scheduling online, amenities like pickup and delivery, and for quick fixes, comfortable lounges within our dealerships. Bringing you more every time since 1975. Service with Woodhouse.
On a rainy day in Norfolk, Nebraska, the second half of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic is about to get underway alongside Lou Seifker. Andrew Pfeiffer on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. This has been fun. You know, we've talked a lot about the coaching staff for the red team. The white team has got a lot of experience both as coaches and as players. Two of the assistants on the white roster played in this game in 2016. One of Greg Wemhoff's assistants is Kyle Kalhoff, who you might remember was a great player for Elgin Public Pope John back in the mid-2010s. Played for Randy Eisenhower then. He is currently an assistant at Elgin. He was also an assistant for Andrew Carlson, fresh out of college. He's here today, so he's been here both as a player and coach. And Aaron Wilkin, also helping Coach Greg Wemhoff. He's currently an assistant coach at Norfolk High. And was a player here, great wide receiver for Norfolk High back in the day, played college ball, in fact, at Northwestern College. He's the current running backs coach for the Norfolk Panthers. And I am starting the football prep this year, you know, kind of keeping my eye on teams to watch. I'm going to say it right now. Keep your eye on that Norfolk Panther team. There's a lot of experience back from last year. And they won more games than anybody, I think, was expecting them to this past year. Chris Kuzer really did a nice job with that squad, got them to 5-4. Now, they're losing some big names. Jackson Boss, who's playing here today, but Mason Dixon will be gone as well. But they've got a lot coming back next year. I think Coach Kuzer's squad could be a sleeper team in Class A this year.
Well, you need some positive momentum, and they got that last year. As you mentioned, I don't think anybody thought they were going to be as successful as they were. And you build on that. You keep building that program up, and certainly they'll have a chance. I agree with you. I think that's going to be a good team this year for Coach Kuzer's bunch there in Norfolk. And, we talk about the All-Star games. I don't know if you know this, but I played in the ill-fated remedial game back in the 80s. There was the All-Star game, then there was guys like me.
They were like, you know what, maybe if we put them all on the field at once, something good will happen, and it turned out no. It has not been spoken of. It's been erased from the record books. All right, second half is underway. Nothing remedial about the football we've been seeing today. White team trying to find a comeback. Here's Thompson up the middle, hit hard at the 30-yard line. Good stick by Sutton Ahlers. Laurel Concord Coleridge angling maybe for one of those defensive MVPs. There are 4 players in the game, offensive and defensive MVPs on both sides of the ball. You'll hear from all of them at the end of this game. They'll be talking to the guy we're about to talk to right now, Andrew Pfeiffer. Take it away.
Hi, guys. I talked about this early in the beginning of the game, but the PA guy had just announced with the officiating crew that we have now moved to the 17-point rule, where if a team is up by more than 17, the losing team has the option to receive the ball at kickoff. They're kind of just trying to do this to make sure it's more of a closer game and not have any blowouts here today. But the white team will now be receiving.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. And there have been a couple of blowouts in this game in the past, and I think adding that 17-point rule does a nice job. The biggest thing is you want these kids to enjoy this experience, right? And to have the ability to maybe come back, get the ball back if you score, that goes a long way in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an all-star game, and it's fun. I agree with that. I think you change those rules and allow some more competition.
There's Elliot Nottleman stood up by Phelps after receiving the pass from Aiden Kuster. Got about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up. Nottleman's second reception today. Kuster was 6 for 11, 63 yards in the first half, had 26 yards on the ground, including that touchdown. 70 yards on their opening drive, just 51 after that for the white team. By contrast, the red team, 305 yards of offense in the first half.
We talked, you mentioned the yardage and the points there for that red offense. This red defense, after that first drive, they've really shut this white team down.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 3. It's Kuster handing off. Thompson looking for a hole, didn't find it. Still able to fight his way forward. That's good effort there by Thompson. The 5'9", 180-pound future track star at Wayne State gets just enough to move the sticks.
Yeah, that's called extra effort there. Great job. Looked like that he was going to be short. Looked like the play was over. Kept those legs churning and gets that much-needed first down here for this white team.
It'll be 1st and 10. Call it the 41-yard line. Three receivers split wide. Kuster, quick hitter, finds Cush. Quick slant route. Boy, those are tough to put together in an all-star game. They got a week to put this together.
Yeah.
Slant routes are all about timing. To develop that kind of timing over 5 days is impressive.
Yeah, you're right. It's difficult to get the good feel in just a matter of days. But the other side of the coin is you've got some really good athletes that make adjustments on the fly. But, you're probably going to see a few more of those, I think, here. Those quick slants.
Cush, the 6th different white player to receive a pass from Kuster today. On 2nd down, they hand off for a couple from Jackson Wemhoff. Had 840 rushing yards. Again, it probably would have been a lot more had it not been for the leg injury that really, really stymied the Wolfpack season.
Well, injuries at any level can affect your team, but certainly when you start getting it down into the 8-man ranks, and you got a player like Wemhoff that's as good as he is, That's just a monstrous loss for that Wolfpack team when he got hurt.
3rd down and 3. Nodelman in motion. It's Kuster. He'll try to keep it. Spins forward for first down yardage into red territory. Play finished off by Ty Tramp of Crofton. Evan Keller of Ponca in on the stop as well, but not before Aiden Kuster gets 6 yards and a first down.
Kuster obviously a multi-dimensional player, can throw, can run. Interesting to see what the plan is at Chadron State. How do you use a guy like that? I think you could put him at a lot of different positions.
Absolutely.
And he'll be successful.
He could be one of those slash players. You know, you could see him lining up as a wildcat type guy, maybe even a receiver. I mean, he has the kind of accuracy to be a quarterback. 6'1", 190, so it's not like he's tiny. Completes the pass there to Nodelman out to the 43. That's a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7. Arns makes the stop for the red team.
Back to Kuster. That's a good problem to have, I think, when you got a guy that's athletic, and I'm certain a guy that will play whatever position he's told to play, and as I said, he'll be very successful no matter where you put him.
2nd down and 7 in red territory at the 43. Nodelman and Hamer split to the right, to the left are Wemhoff and Cush. Nodelman in motion. Kuster pumps, wants it all. Wemhoff turned around a bit. Good coverage as well. Jackson Clausen was ready for it. It'll be 3rd down. First incompletion of the second half for Kuster.
His pump fake there. It's in Nodelman trying to freeze the defense a little bit and go downfield to Wemhoff. Now it's 3rd down and 7. Again, I think, all-star game again. Unless a white team loses a bunch of yards, I think you're thinking a couple of downs here if you don't get it on 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. Nodelman in motion again. Kuster. Timing breaking down. Kuster in trouble. Gets away. Still on his feet.
Wow.
And that's what makes him so incredible. I would love to know how many tackles that young man has broken over the years. He is just so hard to bring down. Gets 5 there. It'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, that was 3rd and 7, and it looked like it was going to be 4th and at least 7. And somehow Kuster gets away and picks up a nice game, makes it 4th down short.
From the 38-yard line, so you've got a manageable 4th down. See what Coach Greg Wemhoff cooked up here on this 4th down play. They'll go 4 wide. Werner is in at receiver with Wemhoff on the left, Nodelman and Hamer to the right. In the backfield, L.J. McNeil. Nodelman in motion. They go Kuster. Batted in the air. That's the big frame of Jackson Berniker. 6'5", and he can jump. And the red team will take over.
Yeah. As Berniker, I feel sorry for the football. I never heard a football yell "ow" before, but Berniker swapped that one down. That's a big play, obviously, on 4th down. Now the red team takes over. A chance to extend their lead, already up 21.
And it's Abram Schulting again in at quarterback. 2 receivers split to the right side. That's Cedro Agumba, Mason Timmerman of Norfolk Catholic split to the right as well. And it's all Knights in the backfield. Talton and Kirkman. Kirkman already over the century mark. Hit hard. Oh, my. Big stick there by Drew Beeson.
Yeah.
Beeson will be playing football at Doane. Now we've got a red player down. That's Kirkman. Kirkman is down. Out to the 41-yard line. He got 3 yards there, but now slow to get up. Carter Kirkman is hurt. Training staff out taking a look at him. It's the Faith Regional Physician Services training staff taking a look at the left leg of Carter Kirkman. 114 rushing yards today. Already 3 touchdowns, has broken the record, but that not a great sign there. Not able to put any weight at all on that left leg. We certainly hope that young man's okay.
Yeah, quality player, quality young man. And you certainly hope nothing serious there. That was a good lick there by Beeson. Beeson was he recovered that that fumble on the kickoff in that first half. And I was just looking, he had 7 fumble recoveries in the regular season, so he knows how to do that. Also knows how to lay a lick as well.
So second down and 8 from the 40. Agumba in motion. They hand off to the up back. That's Quentin Heineman from Pender. Quentin Heineman says 8-man football, rise up.
Wow.
Look at him move the pile. The Pendragons representing 5'10", 175 pounds. He ran a lot bigger on that play, gets 18.
Just watch this. Not only does he break tackles at the point of attack, but he's just dragging the entire White defense with him. My goodness. What a run. A chance to get his opportunity there to carry the football. Definitely made the most of it on that one.
We saw Heineman. He did a little bit of everything for Coach Volk's squad. That game against Wakefield that we saw this past year, one of the wildest football games I have ever seen. And really, Heineman ended up being the difference, their ability to kick extra points as opposed to having to go for 2. It's Heineman, or rather, this is Talton off to the left, Heineman leading the way. Talton off guard right, gets across the 40 to the 38-yard line.
I think I remember about that game the most is the punters going home in the second quarter.
They were doing history homework on the sidelines. 64-62, I believe, was the final. Is that right?
That's
it was
pretty
something
close.
Like that.
Yeah, that was.
I just got confirmation from the truck. 64-62. What a game that was there in Wakefield. Double wing set on 2nd and 6. Heineman the deep back. They'll hand off instead on the sweep. First down yardage out across the 30, down to the 24-yard line. There's Avery Overfelt of Homer. The Homer Knight getting his second carry. Goes for 13 yards and another first down. This red team offensive line, guys like Dawson Raby are down there. Carter Meyer is down there. Skylar Simpson. Steffen is down there. You've got Isaac Pistolka from West Holton at center. They are doing an incredible job.
Yeah, they really are. We talked about the size that red front had, and I think you're seeing it here throughout these last couple of quarters, just the dominance up front of the red team.
Overfelt again diving ahead for another 7. 3 carries for him for 22 yards. Had 466 yards for the Homer Knights this year. Just missed out on the playoffs. The Knights 4-4.
That's what's cool about games like this. Guys like Overfelt. This is likely his last game.
Yep.
So you get a chance to put on the pads and play with some really good players. And he's had a nice game here. So good memory, I think, for guys like that.
Handoff, Canyon Talton left side, first down yardage. Out across the 15, down to the 14-yard line. I'll give him 4 yards. And we'll move the sticks. The red team rolling again. Canyon Talton, 10 carries, 38 yards. Second leading rusher for the red team. Talton was a great track star as well, 5th in the 400 meters at state. Now, how's this for a second option in the backfield? 863 yards and 12 touchdowns as the second option. Off tackle to the right. A good push again. Well, that offensive line, first contact's coming about 4 yards down the field. Talton gets 5 before he's wrapped up.
Doesn't take a genius to understand. I mean, that's the thing about football. It really starts up front. If you've got good line play, you're going to be successful most of the time. And as far as you're talking about Talton, you just love to have that as your second option. A guy that, let's go with this guy that's got almost 900 yards on the season.
Pitch left side on 2nd and 5, close to first down yardage. That's Lane Hymas, Hardington Newcastle. The Wildcats will have a new head coach next year. Corey Fuller from St. Paul heading up to Hardington Newcastle. He'll be the activities director as well, taking over for Corey Oldrick.
He's going to be that tall as Corey?
I don't think so. I don't think Rusty. Sorry, it said Corey Fuller. Rusty Fuller is his name. Rusty Fuller, a great coach. I think that is a coup for Hardington Newcastle. That really makes the Wildcats a program to watch in the years ahead. 3rd and short. Here's Overfelt. Left side, diving forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Red. You talk about making memories. How about Avery Overfelt from Homer? A 5-yard touchdown run, and the Red dominance continues.
No, it's just a great way to end your career. Go out and get a touchdown in the All-Star game. Good for Avery. And that Red offensive line, that left side there just powers it. Its way down the field and into the end zone there for Overfelt's touchdown.
Quentin Heineman on. He's 4 for 4 on extra points today. Abram Schulting is on to hold for Pierce. Heineman's extra point is up, and it is good. 5 for 5 for the Pender Pendragon. And on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard, 35-7. Red team rolling. You're watching NCN.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
Quentin Heineman getting set to kick. And he'll kick it away. Heineman 5 for 5 on extra points. That ties the All-Star game record as Carson Bloom looks for room to the right side, brought down by Cameron Borgman of Norfolk Catholic. But the guy who set the record had 5 extra points in 2016. Aaron Wilkin, current assistant coach on the white team.
Very nice.
Kicking for Norfolk. That was the year that Gunnar Fuelberth basically decided he was going to be the greatest quarterback ever live. He had 5 touchdown passes in that game. And of course, the great Norfolk quarterback was on some of those teams we were talking about earlier that, had it not been for injuries, probably had a couple of deep runs in them in the Class A playoffs.
I'm pretty sure I heard Coach yelling, miss over there when he was kicking that extra point.
Meanwhile, the white team hoping to make something happen here. It's Aiden Kuster out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of about 9. Kuster, the leading rusher for the white team, with 47 yards after that last scamper on 9 carries.
Red defense has done such a good job since that first drive, just keeping. There's just no big plays for this white team at all. They've really kept Kuster in front of them. He has not been able to make the plays downfield that he did in that first drive.
Thompson on a counter, bounces to the outside, gets past Clausen, has first down yardage out across the 45-yard line. Down to the 48, very good run there. Gain of 14 for Trevor Thompson. Lou, you and I saw some Summerland games over the year. Trevor Thompson, very impressive as a running back.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an impressive run there just a moment ago as well. And gets the white team out near midfield. Now maybe see if the white team takes a chance or two downfield.
1st and 10 from their own 48. Kuster. Man in motion is Wemhoff. He reverses. They give to the fullback. And the red team D-line is ready. Jay Steffen from Cedar Catholic. The big 6'1", 265-pounder Coach Chad Cotto, that defensive line of theirs was a terror for so many teams. They made that great run to the C2 title game before running into the buzzsaw that was Norfolk Catholic, finishing runner-up. But what a year for the Trojans this year.
That's quite the rivalry between those two schools. But, yeah, that was a great season for Cedar Catholic. Just Norfolk Catholic had one of those special years that they seem to have quite a bit under Coach Beller.
2nd and 8. Huster looked left, now reversing to his right. Looking for somewhere to go with it again. Great coverage down the field. How great has this red secondary been? You're talking Arns, you're talking Phelps, you're talking Clausen, you're talking Mason Timmerman of Norfolk Catholic. They're just not letting anything go downfield. Huster only gets a yard. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, he has not had that opportunity. We just talked about maybe going downfield a few times, but if no one's open, that makes it pretty tough, and it's been a tough go for Huster here since that, again, that first quarter. That defensive secondary has just blanketed the white receivers.
Connected on a 21-yarder to Cale Kinney, on that opening drive, and has really been stymied ever since. White team will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 36 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. It's all red team. Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Game Classic on NCN.
Spring is here. For farmers, making safety a priority this planting season can be the difference between life and death. Always look out for power lines before exiting the cab, when loading and transporting machinery, and when raising or unfolding equipment. Keep equipment at least 20 feet from power lines and use a spotter when possible. Be aware of what's overhead. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
3rd and 7 for the white team, looking for Nodelman. Nice job to go down and get it. Shy of first down yardage. Out to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of about 3. It'll be 4th down and 2 upcoming for the white team.
That was a heck of a catch by Nodelman.
Really
that allows the white team's the field position here to maybe think about a 4-down situation.
Nodelman's 5th reception. But he's not really been able to get anything after the catch. 5 receptions for 27 yards for Nodelman. 4th down and 2, and now we'll find out what happens as we start the 4th quarter. Through 3, it's red team 35, white team 7. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic presented in part by Currency. They make financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. Also presented in part by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. Big 4th down play to start the 4th quarter. White team trying to get something going. Down 28 alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay on play action. There's Hamer. He's got it. 1st down for the white team. That's a 9-yard gain. The largest margin of victory in this game, 35 points. Back in 2016, the white team beat the red 49-14. The white team now trying to avoid being on the ending up of a similar situation, get a nice fourth down conversion there.
Yeah, it was an excellent play there. Good pitch and catch. Kuster's really good when he rolls out, and he's able to roll out, see the field. That was a good crossing route for the first down.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 35. They'll hand off. Thompson, left side, bowling over defenders. Good strong run. Out across the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 4 upcoming.
You know, we talked about our honorees. Certainly Coach Olson. You know, Jay Beller, I just want to say I have never seen him and Coach Phil Jackson in the same place at the same time. So, just saying.
They do look a lot alike. Of course, longtime superintendent at Battle Creek for years, executive director of the NSAA during some of the most difficult times to have that job. And I think, you know, I had a chance to talk to him a little bit about it last night as Kuster gets first down yardage out to the 19-yard line. I had a chance to talk to him a little bit about it last time. You know, he said probably didn't do everything perfectly, but try to make things. And he said that, you know, one thing about COVID-19 was it forced them to try some new things. Some new things that have actually ended up sticking around. The 4-day state basketball tournament that has gotten rave reviews. They've extended the state track and field meet out to 4 days. I know there's some talk about what the future holds there, but a lot of changes and a lot of thinking on the fly that had to be done. And I think that he really, really did an incredible job guiding the state of Nebraska athletics and activities in a really difficult time to do so.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Just COVID alone, that's like being the captain of the ship that's about ready to sink. You know, how do you keep it afloat? You know, and he found a way to do that. It wasn't like the Titanic that went down. He kept it afloat and did a great job. And that's just a difficult situation that I thought he handled about as well as you can possibly handle it.
2nd and short from the 10. That was Jackson Wemhoff with a 9-yard gain. Closest to the end zone the white team's been since the first quarter. Wemhoff gets a first down. Out across the 10 to the 6-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal, white team. Remember, if they score, they'll get the ball back, so this game is by no means over yet.
Yeah, not over. Down 28, so you got a lot of work to do, but if you keep getting the football back, or at least they would get it back a couple of times here if they were to continue to put points on the board.
So 1st and goal from the 6. Hamer split to the left, Nodelman to the right, I formation behind Aiden Kuster. Counterplay, Wemhoff trying to stretch it, red team ready for it. Finished off by Ehlers. It was a great play on the ball by Lane Hymas. As well. About a yard, it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hymas did a nice job to undercut that play and force it back inside.
So Wemhoff gets him a yard closer. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 5. Hamer will split to the left. They'll split Cush and Nodelman to the right. Nodelman in the slot. This is dangerous territory for a receiver like him. They put him in motion. Kuster looking that way. Wants a corner route for Hamer. Timed it perfectly and caught it. Touchdown, white team. Beautifully done by the Battle Creek Brave. Will Hamer, and the white team scores for the first time since the first quarter.
Well, we talked about timing before, and this is definitely a play that you like a lot of timing. Ball held up a little bit, Kuster's throw, but Hamer did an excellent job there to high point it and make that play in the back of the end zone.
So the white team not done yet. Extra point up and good. So they'll get the ball back, down 21, 9:02 to go. Don't you dare go anywhere. We might have ourselves a ball game in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska. I have an injury update on Carter Kirkman. He has a wrap around his left leg and he is hobbling on the sidelines. It does not look like he is going to return to this competition. Kirkman has hung up 3 touchdowns in the first half already, which has already broken the record in the state of Nebraska. But with that wrap on his leg, I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon. Back to you, Eric.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, Carter Kirkman probably already done enough to be offensive MVP. 114 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Was injured on the opening drive of the second half. Now the white team, they'll get a second straight crack at offense. Great return by Thompson. Out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the white team, down 21. They can make it a 2-score game if they get a touchdown here.
Thompson looked like he might break that one. Almost broke through that line there and maybe took it to the house, but as it is, a great return, 35-yard line. That's good field position. You use your time wisely. 8:56 to go. We'll see if the white team can keep climbing back in this game, down 21.
They'll start at the 35-yard line. They've had the better field position all day today, but have not been able to take advantage. Again, the red team defense has really done the job. White team going to split them 5 wide, maybe open things up a little bit here. That's Thompson in motion. It'll be Kuster up the middle on the draw play. Sniffed out pretty well by the red team. Daniel Judd made initial contact. Play finished off by Carter Meyer of Pierce for a 5-yard gain.
And if you're the red team, you're going to live with those 5-yard gains with the clock ticking away. Force the white team, if they are going to score, force them to use a lot of time.
Second down 5 from the 40. Split them 5 wide again. Kuster looking to the air, has it to Nottleman, turns upfield. He's a speedster. Knocked out of bounds by Timmerman, but a solid gain there out to the 37-yard line. A gain of 23, and the white team moving.
The white team passing game is starting to pick things up. You've not been able to get much in the passing game. Short passes, but all they've been able to get. And for the red team, that's what you don't want to have happen is the big gainers. You want to force the white team to use as much time as possible.
6th reception for Elliot Nottleman. If you're wondering, the most receptions in a game, Mason Lee, he had 10 receptions in 2018. Now Kuster on play action. In trouble, tosses it late. Nice little tightrope act by Kinney on the sideline out of the backfield. Got him a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. That was Cale Kinney's 2nd reception today.
It was a heck of a completion because you had a big fella in Landon Schrader bearing down on you, the newly Oakdale grad, 240 pounds coming at you. Actually, that was wrong.
2nd down and 8. Kuster looking right side, almost intercepted Mason Timmerman. Had both hands on it. I think Kuster was expecting Nottleman to come back. Nottleman kept streaking toward the end zone, and that was almost disaster.
Go back to the last play was actually Ty Tramp. About the same size.
Yeah.
Both big fellas, whatever team he's on.
Tramp of the Crofton Warriors. His coach, Tom Allen, part of the red team crew. Crofton, first year ever in 8-man last year, made it to the 2nd round of the playoffs. Tramp, a good wrestler as well, 4th place in his weight class at state this year. 3rd down and 8. White team trying to come back. Kuster moves some players around. A little bit of confusion pre-snap on the white team. going to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. 7:59 to go in a 21-point game. It's the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on NCN.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Norfolk Auto Center, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Interception there by Mason Timmerman of Norfolk Catholic. Oh, no, they're going to say incompletion. And so they're going to try. This is a really long field goal. Didn't get there. It's a 52-yarder that was attempted by the white team. They're trying to get Jake Licking. A 52-yarder didn't have the leg on it, but Mason Timmerman, as we take a look, they say wasn't able to control the interception, went down as an incompletion, but the white team turns it over on downs. So it remains 35-14 on our scoreboard, which is brought to you by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. Also by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today.
See if the red team now runs the football behind that big offensive line, run some clock with that 3-touchdown lead.
So 1st and 10, red team at the 20. I formation behind Abram Schulting. Cameron Borgman now the deep back. He gets the pitch. Another Norfolk Catholic running back in there. It's just a stable of incredible backs. Borgman, more a receiver for the Knights this year. Had 4 receiving touchdowns. He'll be playing football at Midland University, going to run track for the Warriors as well. Gets no gain there. And in typical Mark Bramer coach team fashion, 9 different players have run the football for the red team in this game. Schulting has the double wing. That's Talton in motion. They'll hand off. Hymas gets a little room to the right. Wrapped up, brought down by Jacob Otis. Battle Creek was there. Andy Dominguez of Howells Dodge in there as well. About 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down coming up. Cedro Agumba splits wide to the left. On 3rd and 6, Schulting looking for Agumba. Went back to the outside. Oh, what a grab. Oh, my. Cedro Agumba. That was really good coverage, and Agumba just flat out did not care. 24 yards and a 1st down.
Well, he's been able to do that all afternoon. He's been able to beat his man. There's been a lot of one-on-one coverage downfield, and that's, I think, about the 3rd time I've seen him do that, where he just wants the ball more, a little bit more. He's such a good athlete. There's another, you talk about steals. I think Wayne State's got a pretty good receiver.
Great hands. He's got 3 receptions for 94 yards today. Yeah, he's going to be a good one at the next level. Coach Logan Randall, no doubt happy with what he's got there. Now here's running back number 10 for the red team today. That's Asher McCart. Oh, correction. He did carry the ball once in the first half. It's his second carry. He gets a yard. McCart, the West Holt Husky, made their return to 11-man football.
A rough year a year ago for the Huskies, but McCart, a bright spot for that program.
Coach Steve Neptune, a good one. Once they get their numbers up, got to believe they'll be a contender again. Second and 9. McCart in motion. Handoff goes to Talton. Andy Dominguez of the interior line of the white team having himself a nice quarter. About a yard there, that's all. It'll be 3rd and 8. Dominguez for that Howells Dodge team ended up runner-up in Class D2 to Hitchcock County. Dominguez had 16 tackles for loss and 7 sacks for the Jaguars this year.
Yeah, definitely a force for the Jaguars. This might be Schulting to Agumba time here again.
3rd down and 7. Agumba not out there, actually. Split wide to the right.
Yeah, I see him on the sidelines now.
Is Arns. That's who they're, it's Timmerman. And it's Timmerman high pointing it. Schulting delivered. Mason Timmerman making a great grab in traffic. I feel bad. The white team secondary is doing a pretty good job. The red team is just making play after play after play.
That's just a great catch by Timmerman with coverage. You're right, Eric. That was pretty good coverage. Timmerman just made the play, and it didn't matter if it was Agumba or Timmerman. I mean, it was the same style of play. It's exactly what we thought we were going to see, except Agumba was on the sidelines, and Timmerman is the guy that's making the catch.
Timmerman had 13 receptions for 177 yards for Norfolk Catholic. Now looking end zone, it's Berniker. Schulting finds Jackson Berniker for the touchdown, 21 yards, and the red team rolling.
That was just a fantastic drive for the red team, and really highlighting not only some really good receivers, but Schulting's ability to complete passes. It certainly helps to have guys like Berniker, Goomba, and Timmerman out there making plays. But that was a precision drive there, throwing the football by the red team, and likely put this ball game away.
That was the red team saying, you will not come back today. Extra point by Heineman is a record breaker. He becomes the first athlete ever to get 6 extra points in this game. 6 for 6 today, and the red team lead swells to 42-14. We'll keep it here because I want to talk for a little bit about the red head coach, who's likely going to go out a winner here. And it was funny, Andrew Pfeiffer had a chance to talk to him this week in practice. And, it's an all-star game. It's a fun atmosphere. Players are working hard, obviously. But talking to Andrew about it, that was Andrew's first interaction with Coach Mark Bramer. And he said, you wouldn't know it was an all-star game. You thought it was a state championship game, the way they were preparing this week. And Mark Bramer, in the 13 years I've been here, there are only a few guys who've been coaches for all 13 years. He's one of them. And he is, look, I'll say it, he's an intimidating guy the first time you meet him. But when you get to know him, he is one of the most thoughtful and just incredible human beings that you are ever going to meet. And look, Pierce is going to be in good shape, but I do think that the game of football in the state of Nebraska loses a little something with Mark Bramer no longer on the sidelines.
I agree with you. I'll expound here in a moment.
Bloom gets out to the 9-yard line. Great play there by Josh Wattier of the Wausau Vikings.
Well, I've interviewed Mark Bramer several times since I've been doing this. And the one thing that I always take away from Coach Bramer is, especially, and they usually win the game, so you usually interview him at the end of the game. But I feel like when I interview him, I learn stuff. He's just such a good interview. He's so knowledgeable about football. He's certainly a guy you don't want to, he's very, very locked in before the game.
Absolutely.
But a smart football mind, and that's the thing I think. Kids love to play for that guy. They'll I think run through a wall for Coach Bramer, and that's one of the reasons that Pierce has been so successful. He's just he knows the game so well, and he coaches it well. He relates to the players well. kind of the total package as a head coach is Mark Bramer.
Think about this. Pierce is a Class C1 team. But when they get off the bus, it looks like a Class A roster. There's 70 guys getting off that bus. It says a lot for what that program means to that town and what he has meant to that program. You know, it gets a little overlooked, I think, a little bit because of the guy who's on his staff, who has won twice as many state championships as he has. Mark Bramer won 5, folks. That is not easy to do. That's an incredible career, and without question, one of the greatest to ever do it that we are seeing on a football field for the final time here today.
I believe it was, 9 state championship games he's coached in?
Yep. Coached in 9. You don't get to lose 4 state championships if you don't make a bunch, right? He's 5-4 in state title games. Just an incredible run.
Yeah, what he has done is exceptional, and it's, you know, it's going to be sad not to see Coach Bramer on the sidelines next season.
Like we said, Darren Suxdorf takes over, someone who I think is without question up to that challenge.
Great football mind is Coach Suxdorf.
Throw here, Kuester finds Will Hamer. That'll be first down yardage for the white team. Out across the 30 to the 31-yard line, gain of about 16. Will Hamer, his 4th reception today. He caught a touchdown earlier. How'd you like to be Darren Suxdorf? You know, Darren Sindelar also stepped down at Pierce as girls basketball coach. That's 8 state championships between those two coaches that are stepping down.
Lots of success leaving that program right now.
First and 10, white team from the 31. Wemhoff in motion. Aiden Kuester cuts upfield, spins forward, out across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I know it's not quite football related, but you mentioned Coach Sindelar stepping down. Probably some of my most favorite memories were covering those girls teams at the state that were like 6 seed, 7 seed that went on to win state championships. That was a fun bunch to cover.
What a wild run to go 9-0 at state, but never be the favorite in any of those 9 games by seed. Just an incredible run. Eclipsed only by Coach Aaron Stirrup at North Bend Central here, having won their 4th straight in C1. A lot of similarities between those two programs. Kuester, meanwhile, looking for Hamer. That's great coverage by McCart. Knocking it away from Hamer. It'll be 3rd down.
And McCart broke on that football perfectly, got his hand in there and knocked that one away. Great play.
So it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Well, you know, regardless of the results for either of these teams, this is just a great memory for these kids. This is a great thing to put on here, the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Game, certainly here at the football game. This is something these guys will remember for a long, long time.
Handoff here to Wemhoff. He'll get first down yardage out across the 40. First down right. You know, something that Coach Bill Bush talked about last night at the banquet was, you know, if you play basketball, you can play pickup games when you're done. You golf, you run track, you can still jog. You can do a lot of that. Coach Greg Wemhoff talked about this as well. Football's it. This is it. You know, it's not like you can find 11 guys and find helmets and pads and go do pickup football somewhere. This is for a lot of these guys, the guys who aren't going on to college, this is it for them. And this is why I think it was great that they were able to start this event 11 years ago to give these incredible players in Northeast Nebraska who don't get the statewide spotlight that they deserve one more chance to strap on the pads. And Kuester looking for Nodelman, deep, just overshot him a bit. Nodelman got behind McCart. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, you know, when you get to be old like me, you can still play some pickup basketball and golf and things like that. If you put on pads at my age, well, first of all, you're just stupid. But you know, you're exactly right. This is the last time a lot of these guys will put on a helmet and pads, and it's great to go out. You know, not only one last competition, but you get to meet a lot of guys that you competed against. Sometimes, you know, maybe it was somebody you didn't like because maybe you talked a little trash, but you find out he's actually a pretty good guy. He's just a competitor like you are, and you make friends and guys that you stay in contact with down the road.
It's been fun over the years. You know, the red team, as the white team looks up the middle on 2nd and 10. That carry by Cale Kinney. You know, the red team ends up with Norfolk Catholic and Pierce on the same roster. It's been so funny over the years to have on both sides of that rivalry guys going, yeah, it turns out guys from Pierce, guys, they're not all that bad, it turns out. Who knew? Yeah. They end up learning that, oh, yeah, it's people over there, you know. The rivals become friends. I think it's fun to see.
Competition sometimes breeds dislike, but once you get to know the guy, it's like bird and magic, you know. They great competitors, but once they actually got to know each other, they became fast friends. I'm sure that's happened several times here this week with these guys.
Carson Bloom on the jet sweep gets the first down into red territory. By the way, Jay Beller's here. I know he's outgoing. Who do we need to talk to get Norfolk Catholic and Pierce to start playing each other in football again?
Boy, howdy. That would be great.
They're different classes now. I know that makes it tough, but, I mean, come on. It's been too long since those two have played.
That's arguably the premier, rivalry here in the state.
1st and 10 from the 43 of the red team. Kuster with time. Now it's breaking down. Stepping up. Directing traffic. Tip drill almost picked. Phelps got a hand on it. Then behind him was Avery Overfelt. The pass intended for Hamer, but again, the red secondary. They have done the job all day today. There's 51 seconds to go in this one. Stick around after the game. We'll talk to our players of the game. That's that interview brought to you by GoSarpy.com. We've also got our top plays coming up after the game. Stick around for those. Those brought to you by Currency and Elkhorn Valley Bank. So Aiden Kuster up the middle. Here he goes. Aiden Kuster and Neely Oakdale hasn't had the open field he's used to. Gets 18 there, though, but he has shown the type of dangerous runner that he is. Again, no one has ever gotten more scrimmage yards than him ever in the 50 states of America.
Yeah, never, ever, ever.
Absurd. That is a crazy record to break.
That was his best run there since the first quarter. Yeah, you talk about prolific. That's the epitome of prolific.
He is one of those guys. I remember him as a freshman playing for Coach Ron Beacom as he completes the pass there. It feels like he's been at Neely Oakdale for about 8 years, doesn't it?
Well, I remember talking to Coach when he was a young player, and he was saying, this kid's something.
And he certainly has fit the bill. Neely Oakdale ended up state runner-up this year to Clarkson Lee. You talk about rivals becoming teammates. Neely Oakdale and Clarkson Lee on the same team on the white team.
Yeah.
What a run for the Patriots this year, their first ever state championship. That's the kind of program that's going to reload, too. I bet they'll be back. Probably the last play of the game here, maybe coming up. White team trying to get to the end zone one more time. Kuster rolling, looking. It's well covered in the end zone. Kuster going back the other side once. Hamer streaking. No! Can't get it on the last play of the game. Well, congratulations to both of these teams, but on the Faith Regional Currency scoreboard, Mark Bramer goes out a winner. The red team wins your final 42-14. Red team beats the white in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. We'll talk to our players of the game coming up. Get you highlights as well. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Woodhouse brings you the experts and insight to keep your vehicle road ready. From regular maintenance to larger issues, our team of service advisors and brand certified techs have the solutions to get you and your vehicle back on the road. Plus, you can enjoy convenience of scheduling online, amenities like pickup and delivery, and for quick fixes, comfortable lounges within our dealerships. Bringing you more every time since 1975. Service with Woodhouse.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he is going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it!
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese, real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Whether you play on a field, or play on a court, or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you ensure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
red team ends the white team's 5-year winning streak in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. They win big, 42-14. Let's take a look at how it happened in our top plays, brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all of your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. The Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on a somewhat rainy afternoon in Norfolk, Nebraska. The red team has not won this game since 2017, but Mark Bramer, their head coach, he doesn't lose a lot of games. White team starts at first, though. Aiden Kuster and Neely Oakdale, he's done this a lot over the years. 19-yard touchdown scamper, and the white team strikes first. But the red team would answer. Carter Kirkman of Norfolk Catholic would have a big day. He gets in there. That ties the game at 7 in the first quarter. White team trying to go down the field. Kuster looking deep, but Alex Phelps of Wayne with the INT. That sets up the red team in business. We move to the second quarter, where Carter Kirkman of Norfolk Catholic is going to break a record. The first player in the history of this game to have multiple rushing touchdowns. This his second from 29 yards out. He had 114 yards on the ground as well, as the red team takes the lead at this point, 14-7. Kirkman not done. This is his third touchdown run. He ended up not finishing the game because of injury, but still 114 rushing for Cat. A touchdown run. Gets the win. 42-14 the final. The red team beats the white team and ends the white team's long winning streak. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to our players of the game, our teammates of the game as well. That's next. You're watching NCN.
Your morning coffee. Hot, delicious, comforting. But by the third or fourth cup, your stomach might feel a little acidic. If you have acidity after your first cup, try a 5-Hour Energy instead. It's mild, without the acidity of coffee. Coffee in the morning, 5-Hour Energy after. Your stomach will thank you. Discover 5-Hour Energy.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself, and within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything, and I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Let's send it with our players of the game. Andrew?
Thank you. I'm here with Jay Steffen, the Red Team MVP. Jay, how does it feel to get this award?
I'm very honored. I'm honored that I got this and my teammates selected me for this, so it's great.
Awesome. What has the preparation been like for this week, especially leading up to today and, getting this award? How does it feel knowing the week has paid off?
Oh, it's been insane. I mean, having Bramer as a head coach and the week of preparation has been something like I've never been put through before. I mean, he's just an excellent coach. We had a great team and we all worked hard, so it was good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And up next, we have Abram Schulting. Abram, let's see your award here. What'd you get?
Best Teammate Award.
Best Teammate. How does it feel, man? You got the dub today.
Felt good. Team played well. Coach prepared us really hard. I had to get on us a few times, but it was fun. It's worth it in the end.
Awesome, man. I know you've been talking about after high school plans. Do you know what you got lined up?
Yeah, heading to Kearney to play football for him and report in August, so pretty excited.
Right. Well, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Kirkman, you're the man of the hour today, man. How's that leg feeling?
It's feeling all right.
Awesome. Well, 3 touchdowns. That's the record by any Northeast player ever. And the most they've ever had is just 1. You've tripled it. So how does that feel?
It feels pretty good. I can't take all the credit there. We had a great offensive line that was working hard all week, and we had players making plays, getting us close to the end zone, let me get in.
Awesome. And I saw they put you in a kicker there for a little bit.
Yep. I've been working on that all year. Only got 2 kicks during the regular season, so I had to get a couple today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, I got Aiden Kuster, the white team quarterback. Aiden, how do you feel today went?
It was all right. I know we didn't go exactly how we planned score-wise, but I know our team had a lot of fun, and we just came out to have a lot of fun, and that's what we did.
And, I mean, this is the first time you played 11-man in such a long time. How did it feel with all those guys out there?
It was definitely different. It took some getting used to, but at the same time, it's still a football game, so it was fun for me.
And what are your plans for after, I believe we talked about you're going to Shadron, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All righty, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Just being with another group of guys, all the bonds and relationships that grow out there, and just playing more football.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Next award winner, we have Drew Beeson. Drew, you were voted the best teammate on the white team, putting up an incredible defensive performance. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
So you got a tooth missing there.
Yeah, that happened last night. We were playing around in the pool. Yeah, I lost a tooth, so.
Awesome. Well, what does it mean to you to be able to win this award in the preparation that you've put in all week?
It's definitely an honor, getting to know the guys all week, and I think we've really had a lot of fun, and I've been that energy guy, get the team going. So I think that's probably why I got this award, because I knew some of these guys, and I made a lot of friends, and we just had fun going golfing after practice and stuff. So
yeah, and I talked to you earlier in the week, and you were telling me about the camaraderie you guys all had together and that brotherhood that you guys formed, and that's got to be an incredible feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this group of guys, it'll go beyond football. Plenty of these guys, we'll see each other around. These guys, we're going to the All-Star game next week, so, and I'm sure, we'll see each other the next 4 years, playing each other in college ball and stuff. So it's really exciting to, make new friends and have some fun. So
awesome. Well, thank you, Drew. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Carson Bloom. All right, what kind of award you got there?
Defensive MVP for the white team.
How does that feel?
It's good. It kind of surprised me, but I give a lot of credit to our DB coach that was pushing us all week. So it's pretty fun playing for a guy that's got a lot of passion for the game. So that meant a lot.
So tell us about your week of preparation leading up to this game and the experience of just being able to play in the Northeast All-Star game.
I mean, it's a really cool experience that it's really unexpected. I mean, you build some cool relationship with some people that you never thought you would, and you play with those guys, and you just see the side of them that you never did playing against them. So being able to build that relationship and spend a week with them, it was really a cool experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up everything from down here on the sideline. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, you had to run the interview gauntlet there. That's how we break in our new sideline, guys. Just 6 interviews, one after the other. Lou, as we've learned every year in this game, fantastic football players, but fantastic young men as well. Glad Carter Kirkman, by the way, it seems like the leg is okay. Nothing too serious. What a, I mean, what a day. You put Mark Bramer and a bunch of Pierce guys on an all-star team. What a shocker. They win big.
Yeah. The size of that offensive line and defensive line really for the red team, I think it was a big difference. Really good players on both. I like the fact that guys can smile even after they lose a tooth in the pool. Drew Beeson still smiling, but it shows you, this is competitive. These guys are all competitors, but they also have a great deal of fun here. And again, I will say it again. This is a great thing here for these kids, and a chance to play football one last time and make some really good new friends.
I don't know that Mr. and Mrs. Beeson's smiling so much, but he's certainly able to smile through it all. Well, that wraps things up here today. Again, the final score, 42-14. Folks, keep an eye on newschannelnebraska.com. Before you know it, we're going to be doing this for real. Again, we're only like 10 weeks away from the start of the fall season. I've had a chance to kind of put together an idea of a schedule. We've got great games coming up. Look, it's been said many times before, if it's Friday night and there are lights on in Northeast Nebraska, there's good football being played, and we'll be bringing it to you once again on News Channel Nebraska this fall. But until then, for my broadcast partner Lou Siefker, Andrew Pfeiffer on the sidelines, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, I'm Eric McKay. You've been watching the 2023 edition of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.